name is Dr. Felix, and I am the captain of the Video Live Rainbow
to you, ladies and gentlemen, here at Willowmoore Park, Benoni. We welcome you this afternoon on this CSA knockout competition, CSA T20 knockout competition. The sixth game of this tournament. Each team will be playing their first games, rather Northerns will be playing their second. That are playing the Easterns and Northern Cape's side that will be playing this T20 game in these overcast conditions here in Benoni. I'm not alone here this afternoon. I'm here with Zubair. Welcome. Very nice to be with you here this afternoon. First time working in the combox. Looking forward to an amazing game.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks a lot, Kamva.
Tatamanaga, Tambozolo Manadim.
You said that Northern Cape are playing their second
Come
game.
again, come again.
Lost the first game.
I Nigoro Tambozolo Manat.
Conditions. They won the toss and they've elected to field first. And as we said, given the condition, the weather, it's the right call. We will find out if they utilized conditions well. We could be in for a great game, and they would hope that the bowlers can do the job.
Yes, indeed. And we'll be starting off here from the Kuruleni end. The bowler that will have coming in from the Kuruleni end.
That is Tsepo Ntuli opening the bowling for Northern Cape Heat.
To open the batting, nice foolish delivery to start off by Tsepontuli. To open the batting for the Easterns will be Chris Brits. As he pulls that one straight to mid wicket, just one bounce short, and only picks up a single with that one. And his batting crime will be Kabelo Sekokune to bat with him, the left-hander.
Change in field for Cabello, as he's a lefty, and Tsepo Ntuli deciding to go around the wicket for him. It's interesting to see, Kamva, that given the conditions, you would expect them to start with pace bowlers, but having uh,
Nice delivery to start off there. Yes, to your point. Yes, interesting choice to start off with spin. In particular, with overcast conditions, you'd expect the Northerns quick single there taken, but misfield in the covers by the Northerns as the Easterns pick up a quick single through the covers. And first runs of the day for Kabelo Sikokune.
I think given Tsepo Ntuli's experience, that's what they are hoping, that he could strike early.
Another single in that vacant mid-wicket region by Chris Brits. Interesting start by this pair, looking to rather be rather circumspect in the moment, maybe rather looking to pick up the gaps and singles. And yet another single to finish the first over as we come to the end of the first over of this T20 game, with the score currently on 4 for no loss.
Yeah, it seems like they've taken the first over. The batsmen have taken the first over just to see the pitch, what it is doing. And given Tsepo Ntuli, who's bowled such great line and length this over, they didn't take any risk and they just observed him for that over. Starting the second over for the Northern Cape is Benjamin van Rensburg, the left armer.
Yeah, this is the matchup you want to see now. Right now, you you spoke about in the first over that it's interesting that they went the spin, and it's something that you see a lot around T20 cricket at the moment with with teams opening up with spin and rather seeing the conditions, and it's pretty much worked in recent years. And in these particular conditions, you want to see seam attack, overcast conditions, beautiful bowling conditions, green tinge on the pitch, and a brilliant start there by Van Rensburg. Inside edge, and it's a wicket gone. We missed that. I didn't see that, but it's a wicket inside edge onto the pad and gone.
Yes, it was a full delivery, just angling in slightly for the left-hander, and he gets inside edge onto the pads, and wickets broken, and that's the first wicket for Northern Cape Heat, and that's exactly what they wanted from their spearhead, and he's delivered that. They would be very happy with that start.
Yeah, indeed, happy with that. Brilliant start here by Van Rensburg. You wouldn't kind of missed that when we because you would have heard our late reaction in terms of that wicket and that beautiful start from Van Rensburg bowling a fuller one, picking up the inside edge of Kabelo Shogune. Segun will be disappointed with that start and wasn't really was hoping probably going to graft here and maybe get a bit more runs on board for his team. But anyway, we've got a change in batters coming in right now, and
The new batter in is Ernest Cam.
he'll be looking to settle things a little bit more than what's happened now, and losing an early wicket in the second over of the day. He's also a left-hander, of course. Nice aggressive delivery there by Van Rensburg to welcome Kim onto this pitch. Brilliant one that's dug in short, or rather back of a length delivery. That is really just testing him on that back foot.
Having gotten the wicket first delivery that was nice and full, fifth stump. It's his experience with a new batter coming in. He wanted to test him with a shorter delivery, and he's done exactly that as he runs into bowl the third ball.
Up in the air and over the cover region, one bounce and to be four for Kim. First runs of the day with Kim and showing aggression early on and apply that pressure onto the Easterns. Or the Easterns rather applying the pressure onto the Northern Cape Heat. You can almost see on that delivery just rocks back, was expecting that one. Shoves back on that back foot and plays it on the up and gets a boundary. Outside edge, another wicket for Van Rensburg. Picks up the outside edge of Kim after that boundary. Brilliant, brilliant follow-up delivery.
So he's bowled two shorter delivery. First one, he shocked Ernest Cam. Second delivery, it set up very nicely for Ernest. And Benjamin, being an experienced campaigner, he uses it. He goes slightly fuller, a very good land delivery, and it just swung outside, and Ernest had to play at it. He couldn't just leave that delivery, and Benjamin gets a second wicket off the over. Northern Cape, rightfully so, they are ecstatic. They would be relieved to see the start, and Ronan Herman, the captain, winning the toss and expected this sort of start. He would be very happy with his bowlers so far.
Oh, indeed, they'll be happy and brilliant start. We called for it for seamers to come on to these conditions, overcast conditions here in Benoni and Willowmoore Park. You'd expect that the ball to nip around and to ask questions of the opening batters, and indeed it's done exactly that. Picked up two early wickets here for Van Rensburg early on in his first ball, four balls of the over. Exciting stuff here. Brilliant start here by Van Rensburg.
Storms, they would be livid. This is not the start they would have hoped for after 1.4 overs, 8 for 2. They'd be hoping that the batters could now consolidate and get a few more runs.
Another aggressive delivery, huge appeals, hits the thigh pad and goes down the boundary for four byes. That is what much welcome runs here by for the Easterns looking in trouble. They'll take any runs coming their way at this point, Zubair.
Yes, as Benjamin appealed and as he walks back, the umpire, Godwin von Willem, tells him it pitched down leg, and hence there wasn't a chance of LBW. The umpires for the day are Godwin von Willem and Stacey Lakay.
Short one, swivels away and pulls it into that fine leg region for 2. And they'll be happy with that. The Easterns, after that rather uncomfortable over for them, losing 2 quick wickets in that over. And as we come to the end of the second over, the score currently 42 for 2.
That was truly an amazing over for the Northern Cape. Benjamin doing his bit for the team. And if you see that over, 5 out of 6 balls has been short of a length, except for the 4th one, which was good length delivery, leaving the left armer and getting the edge. And we have change in bowling here.
Uradi punched that one off the back foot immediately there. Does Chris Brits. Picks that region between the covers and point quite nicely and picks up a brilliant boundary of the bowling of Modi Mokwane. He won't be happy with that start. Probably would be maybe a bit disappointed that the batter had a brilliant shot that he had played, because it wasn't such a horrible delivery to bowl to start off with. And a nice follow-up delivery there.
Yeah, he flighted that one, having given the first ball nice and flat, and seeing that Chris Brits put him away, he flighted the second ball.
Again, punched off the back foot, again another boundary scored by the Eastern Cape Storm. Now they're looking to come back and really balance things out. Hadn't had the brilliant start that they would have been looking for, losing 2 early wickets early on in the second over. But this time around, this over, they pick up 2 boundaries early on and punishing the spin. And we spoke about the spin option here on this pitch, and we picked up 2 quick wickets of seamers in the previous over. You would have thought maybe they would have looked for that another seam option in these bowling seamer friendly conditions. Up in the air, just evades the batter, or the bowler rather. Braden Hicks would have had his heart in his mouth for a moment.
Definitely, that one just set up a bit, sort of a tennis ball bounce, and that's what done Braden Hicks, the pace of the delivery. Last ball of the over. Yet again, a short pitch delivery. Odarilje won't be happy with that over. He gave 3 short deliveries, and 2 of them were put away for 4. And Braden Hicks coming in to bat at number 4, he would have been hoping for such deliveries, and he did put away one of those. Slightly short, and that's been smacked off the back foot onto the chalet, and that's another maximum for Braden Hicks. It was a nothing delivery, very short, and Braden Hicks says thank you very much. He dispatches it.
strike rate start off with at the moment. 26 runs, just over 11 balls. He's taking full control of this game after losing 2 wickets, coming in with his team in a spin bowler.
Yes, but definitely, if you look at it, when Braden Hicks walked in, there were 8 for 2 in all sorts of problems. Fast forward, couple of overs, and the partnership right now is sitting at 35 runs off just 16 balls. It's a different game, and that's why T20 cricket is so entertaining. Within 66 deliveries, things can change. Short pitch delivery, and Braden Hicks just defends it. He wanted a quick single, but his partner was having none of it. Rightfully so, the ball was just behind the stumps.
Bowling first in their previous game, and you would like to think that they would have spoke about them conceding so many runs. 223 runs in 20 overs is a lot of runs, and now again losing runs or conceding runs at a consistent rate. And it's something that the Easterns would have looked at, thinking that okay, they're leaking a lot of runs, but the only difference was that last week they were facing the likes of Roddy Rousseau.
And that's a full delivery, swinging away. Brits plays it to middle for a quick single. Yes, Kamva, definitely you are spot on. Having conceded over 200 runs last game, you would expect them to would have learned from those mistakes and bowl better lines and lengths, but it seems like right now as well they are bowling short of the length, and yet again the same tactic, short pitch delivery, and Hicks plays it around and they run for quick double. And after the end of 5th over, Eastern Storms are 47 for 2 wickets, and it seems like there is a light drizzle, and umpire Stacey and Godwin has asked for the covers to be brought in.
Zoom out, zoom out.
Not so happy
So one of us will have to sit here, the other one has to sit here. Ooh. So, but we need to speak into the camera itself. So one of us will sit here, the other one. Okay, how about we'll take turns, right? You are right what you say. We'll take turns. One can be sitting, maybe. The other one is. Yeah. So we said 5-5 notes, right? So at 5 of us are.
I don't mind standing.
No. The thing is, I'm thinking, which one will be clearer? The one standing or the one sitting?
I will try to make it to cover, like, even if you are standing here.
Yeah.
I will try to make it so that you can catch. Then I think both cones will be clear.
Will be clear. Okay. Okay. No, it's fine. Come on. We'll both just stand there. Wicket? Huh? No, even.
Oh, there's 100.
Is that 100? Hopefully. No, not yet. Yeah, Wolfie. She's.
I saw them when she was still young.
I was lucky 2 months ago. No, 2 months ago. That is we were playing Lions, and that's the first provincial she played in. I don't know how many years. And she came to play. And then you have Aya bowling to her, Shabnam bowling to her. Yeah, she's a pro. My day was to me. I love food.
Benoni. Hello. Everybody. Hello.
So this is the mic.
Okay. Welcome back, everybody. Good news from Willowmoore Park, where we can start again. The unfortunate news is we've lost 4 overs per side, so this will be a 16-over game. The good news is we do have a restart. So we are at Willowmoore Park, the game between Eastern Storms and Northern Cape Heat. New bowler coming in, and he gets a wicket first delivery, and that is Chris Brits, who has to walk back. A fine outside edge, and he's been taken. And just like the first time around where they got the wicket earlier on, same thing happens after the break. As they say, the break helps the fielding team, and it so happens yet again.
Oh yes, Zubair. Brilliant start after the rain delay by the Northern Cape Heat. As you see, the one who drags that one a bit shorter. You see Brits was trying to cut that one to the point region, but picks up the outside edge, and clean take by the keeper there. And that brings that wicket, fall of the wicket brings Snyman to the crease. A man in great form, coming off 100 off his previous innings in the first class cricket. 107 that is. You'll look to replicate that performance here. Yes, doesn't have many overs to get 100 at this time around. 10 overs could be enough, depending how destructive he can be coming into this game. But a brilliant start again here by the Northern Cape Heat, picking up a real huge wicket. Ruan van Rooyen to come in for his second delivery.
Yes, so that is the third wicket for the Northern Cape Heat. We started with 47 for 2, and that was the third wicket. 5.1, 47 for 3. And that delivery is down the leg, and umpire Godwin calls it a wide. So our score after 5.1 is 48 for 3.
Yeah, it's very interesting now how these Eastern Cape Storm side goes about their business now. They just come out of a break, losing a quick wicket as they pick up that single now leg side-ish. And you start to wonder what target they'll be thinking about. They've scored about 49 runs already in the first 5 overs, with a decent strike rate to start off with. But losing 3 wickets, obviously, is 3 quick wickets to bear, that is. And they'll look to rather now maybe rebuild the partnership and possibly push on, maybe give themselves 2-3 overs to settle in, and then push on and hopefully get to around about that 120 mark.
Ruan running in, and it's a very good delivery. Braden Hicks wanted to put him away over covers, but the timing wasn't there. 5th delivery of the over coming up. It's sliding down leg, and that's one more wide. And the score is 50 now. So 50 comes up for Eastern Storms after 5.3 overs.
Yeah, this 50 comes up.
sliding down leg, and it's bat and paired, no runs. So after 8.5 overs, the Eastern Storms are 71 for 5. Again, a shorter delivery, and it gets punished past the point, and that's a 4 for Grant Thompson, and that finishes the second over for him. 2 over 17 runs conceded by him, and Eastern Storms are 75 for 5 after 9 overs.
Yeah, to be disappointing end to that over, tidy over that was up into that delivery. About three single deliveries, or they consider singles in the first 3 balls of the over, and then there was about 2 dots in that over, and then to finish off that one with the boundary, that would be disappointing with the tidy over that he had bowled up until that point. Even though, well, we've got Ryan van Rooyen to continue bowling from the Chalet end, coming in hoping to pick up more wickets and create more damage into that batting lineup of the Eastern Storm.
First ball, nice and straight, and the batsman plays it to deep cover region for a single. Ryan van Rooyen, who's bowled pretty well, he's kept good line and length, and he's been rewarded with 2 wickets so far. He runs in for the second ball, and the batsman edges it. Grant Thompson, I beg your pardon, that's Leander Lubber. He edges it. Lucky for him, there was no slip. A flighted delivery straight on, and it's played down to long on for a single. It's been a good contest between bat and ball so far. That we've had swing. Fourth ball coming up. Flat batted to deep cow corner region, and that's just a single.
Yeah, indeed, Zubair, it's been a great contest between bat and ball. Maybe rather the ball winning this contest at the moment. You've seen a lot of action. Back foot punch through the covers, but meets the man in the boundary, the sweeper region. And it's been a really great contest. I think at some points, though, you'd have to think that the Eastern Storm have lost a bit of control with their type of batting. They've looked to play aggressively, but have lost their wickets quite softly at certain times.
Straighter delivery, batsman rocks back on the back foot and gets a single. And that is the end of the 10th over, and Eastern Storms are 80 for 5 wickets with their captain Grant Thompson batting on 6 of 6 deliveries, and Leander Lubber on 7 of 9 deliveries. It surely is uncomfortable moment now for the Eastern Storms. As we said, they need to hold. They cannot afford to lose any more wickets, but at the same time they need to get runs on the board.
Yeah, they have to get runs on board without a doubt, Zubair. 6 overs left in this innings of theirs now, having scored 80 already, and you'd like to think, maybe as I've mentioned a couple of overs ago, maybe a score of 120 to 130 would be a good target to set here. And it's about 40 runs away, 50 runs away.
That's a straight delivery, first ball of the over, and it's just a round down to mid on for a single by Leander Lubber. Our second ball pitched up, and it's been dispatched for a 6. Onto the roof it goes. It was a flighted delivery between middle and leg, and Leander Lubber using his huge frame and putting that away with ease. For a moment, cover, it looked like the fielder might have a chance, but there was no chance. That was a massive 6 there. He tries to replicate it but misses it completely. They run through 4 byes, and that is the first byes of the game. That was a bit flatter and quicker delivery bowled. That was smart cricket by the bowler.
Yeah, with that 6 that he just hit there was real, he hit with a real conviction and went down on one knee, and you almost could feel that was in his zone, the way he hit that, and just the way he just stuck in that same pose after hitting that shot. Let's see how he plays him this time around. Again goes for the big one, but this one sticks up in the air, and brilliant catch on the boundary. Wicket down and wicket gone. Leon the Libber falls short, attempted to hit that one as I spoke about it just now, but caught on the boundary, and a wicket down, and a 6th wicket down for the Eastern Cape Storm. Their wickets are tumbling out here in Benoni.
Yes, that caught the toe end of the bat, so he did not get that shot out of the middle of the bat, and he could only hit it to Long On, who waited and waited for that ball to come down. In the end, making it look easy. And that is the 6th wicket down for Eastern Storms. They keep on losing the wickets. Their run rate has been good, but they keep on losing the wicket. And that brings in the new batter, that is Shavir Khan.
Yeah, you have to wonder now, Zubair. You've lost a couple of wickets that, I think outside the first 2 wickets that were picked up by Van Rensburg, those were good quality wickets that were earned by the batting and the bowling of Northern Cape Heat. But I feel the rest of the wickets were pretty much giveaways. I don't think there's any wicket that the Eastern Cape Storm or the Northern Cape had to work for. So I really love to see a bit of responsibility with the batting now, and a bit of charge, and from even the captain Grant Thompson, a bit of responsibility taken with the batting here.
Okay, Shavir Khan runs that first delivery to Long Off for a single. I absolutely agree with you that someone needs to take that responsibility, that I want to be here and I want to see the innings through right till the end. And unfortunately, that falls onto Grant Thompson at this point in time. By the looks of things, they only have 5 overs left, so they need to put a decent target on the board as well.
Yeah, look, it's so difficult to build an innings, to build a respectable target, constantly losing wicket, constantly losing momentum, because being able to score, put on a decent target, you have to have a bit of momentum on you.
Van Rijn continuing his over. This is his 4th over. And remember, since the overs has been reduced to 16, that means only one bowler will be allowed to bowl 4 overs. The rest of the bowlers can only bowl 3 overs. So it seems like Ronan Harman has chosen Rohan to bowl those 4 overs for him. And so far, after 2 deliveries having given no runs, it seems like a good option. Short and wide, cut from on the back foot, and it seems to run away to point boundary. That's a good shot by Shavir Khan, having just come in and given that option, the short and wide. He takes it up, he says thank you very much, and he puts it to point boundary with ease. First 2 deliveries were just brilliant, and this was slightly wider, shorter. Shavir Khan accepts the gift. And the 4th delivery, he goes full, it's angling in. He cleans Shavir Khan there, and that is the 7th wicket for Northern Cape. They get the 7th wicket. Eastern Storms in all sorts of trouble.
Yeah, it's been the nature of the innings. They score runs, score a boundary, a couple of boundaries. Have a look at that boundary that I'm speaking about. Scored a boundary now. Soon after that, you get a brilliant delivery here, bowled there, that slides on and beats the inside edge of the bat of Shavir Khan. had no answer to that delivery. I was about to say that far too often Ron van Rooyen, as much as he's bowled brilliantly since he's come on, he's been at fault of bowling that shorter one and allowing those batters to play a bit of room to play and cut him. But as I say that, he responds with a nice delivery, nicely flighted, maybe a bit more pace on it that really just pushes it onto those stumps and crashes onto the middle stump of Shabir Khan. And we have Arman Khan now to come in.
That's correct. You analyzed it perfectly. That delivery was fuller, straighter, and it had a bit of pace to it. So Shabir had no time. He had to play at it, and he was done for pace at that point in time. New batsman is Aman Khan. Oh, again a fuller, straighter delivery. Aman Khan plays with soft hands right in front of his eyes. This has been a brilliant over so far, bar that one delivery that went for 4. Oh, excellent delivery yet again by Ron van Rooyen. And this has been an excellent spell by him. 4 overs, 24 runs for 3 wickets.
Yeah, look, you just start to wonder now where the Eastern Storm looking in terms of building this innings on. The only thing that goes for them is the moment that they've had a brilliant start, scored quite quick runs to start off with. That has put them into a position of 95 for 5, which you'd think that maybe their next target for the next 4 overs to get about maybe 20 more runs to really kind of getting them into a better position in terms of this game. But as I say that, they bring on the Northern Cape Heat, bring on their seamer, their gun seamer, Van Rensburg, who's picked up 2 early wickets in his initial spell. So they'll have to get rid of him in terms of trying to get more runs here. And what you expect from Van Rooyen is Van Rensburg rather, is that it's going to be a lot of short pitch bowling, aggressive bowling, and maybe Yorkers now, especially that he's coming to bowl his last over at the death. And I say his last over because we've lost 4 overs here, and only one bowler is allowed to bowl 4 overs in this innings for the Northern Cape, and the rest can only bowl 3. So we'll have Van Rensburg definitely for his last one, as we saw Van Rooyen bowl 4 overs in his previous over. He'll be looking to pick up more wickets and wrap up the tail and hopefully restrict the Eastern Cape Storm to just under 100. Here he comes.
And that was a first full delivery, first up by Van Rensburg, and a strange choice of shot by Aman Khan. He tried to swing it over covers. Lucky for him, it fell short of the square fielder, deep fielder, and he gets 1.
Yeah, to be interesting now. It's a change of tactics for Van Rensburg. Initially, when he started, looked to bowl the back of a length deliveries constantly in his first initial spell. Now just a bit of a change in his thinking, maybe thinking death deliveries and bowling full. Again, fuller one there from Van Rensburg, not allowing the batsman to free his arms or to allow him to kind of play more freely. And maybe there was a bit of a chat that took place in that rain delay where they told him, look, you bowl short, yes, you picked up wickets in that back of a length delivery, but when you come in for your last ball or last over, you want to not allow the batsman to play his shots. And he was punished quite a few times just before that rain delay.
Oh, that's brilliant in swinging, fuller delivery yet again by Benjamin. And that was the 3rd delivery played to deep mid-wicket for a single by Grant Thompson. If you look at the score of Eastern Storms there, they are 97 for 7. But apart from Braden Hicks, there wasn't anyone who really stood up with the bat. Hicks scored 46 and our score is 97 at this stage.
Up in the air and mistimed. Fielder settling underneath it and a wicket again for Van Rensburg. Brilliant bowling. 2 Yorkers to start off the delivery. Now a bit of a close to a back of a length delivery. Not there to hit. And was hit up right up in the air by Aman Khan.
mistimed and the wicket again. The 8th wicket falls for the Eastern Cape Storm. The score is 97 for 8.
Benjamin van Rensburg, he bowled brilliantly. That ball was good length, swinging away. Aman Khan, first ball of this over, he took a similar swipe and we said that it landed safely. There was no luck for him this time, and he gets caught at point region. We must give it to Northern Cape Heat. Yes, they have taken wickets, but they've also taken all the catches. And as they say, catches wins matches. So far, we have seen one absolutely worldy where the player ran from the boundary and he took the catch in a circle. This one as well. It was high in the air, but taken brilliantly by the fielder.
Yeah, brilliant indeed, Desiree. And you'd like to think now that the captain will want to take full control of this innings. There's just about 3.2 overs to go. As I mentioned, I keep on mentioning the respectable target here would be around that 120 mark, but that's looking very far at the moment with the score at 97 for 8, with them losing wickets at regular occasions.
The new batsman in is Andrew. And if you see Van Rensburg, he's choosing to go round the wicket for the spell for the right-handed batsman. Oh, that's good ball in the block hole, and Andrew could just dig it out. This has been an excellent over by Benjamin van Rensburg. So far, he's only conceded 2 runs of the over, and we say, as we said, that this has been such a change from his first spell where he was constantly short and good length. This has been full over. He's been full the entire over. He runs in for the last ball of the over. And there's the shot, the pitch delivery outside off. And Andrew says, thank you very much. He dispatches that delivery for a 4. The point fielder stood no chance whatsoever. I don't know why he would do that on the last ball of the over when he has bowled brilliantly the entire over. He's been full. He's conceded only 2 runs, and then he goes back to his previous tactic, short and wide, and he gets punished for 4. And that brings up 100 for Eastern Storms.
Yes, and we spoke about how brilliant he bowled in this over, and we were lauding him and praising him for his accuracy with that Yorker delivery and that Yorker length. And he was really troubling the batters with that fuller ball and was drying up the runs. And he went back to his natural length, that back of a length delivery, allowing the batsman to free his arms. And he was dearly punished for boundary that brought up the 100 up for the Eastern Storm. The end of that over brought us to the end of the 13th over, and that leaves us the 3 overs to go, with the score, as I mentioned, 101 for 8. As I say, Andrew Rasmani, I think he'll be thinking to himself, as long as I can just rotate the strike and give the strike to my captain, and hopefully he can score the bulk of the runs and face the bulk of the balls in the last couple of overs. Oh, that was so close. You can see the discomfort in Thuli there as he looked to take that one just as it bounces short of him, or I think he may have carried more so than anything else. And I think he just jammed his finger on the grass there, and he looks very uncomfortable, maybe a broken finger. Hopefully he's okay, and seeing the physios come close to him now and attend to him. Let's have a look at that one again. You could see Grant Thompson looking to cut the one really hard, and it went up in the air. That one carried, Zubair.
And as soon as Tsepo Ntuli dropped the catch, he felt the discomfort. He's hurt himself. As soon as he dropped that catch, he turned around and he asked for the physio to come in quickly, and he's been removed, and the 12th man comes in to field for him. So with the new bowler coming in, the field placing for him is short third man and point, and then short fine leg and square leg fielder. But there seems to be a change in the field for the second delivery. The point fielder goes back and the cover comes in. Edge and taken. The ball just sits up. That was a good land delivery. Grant Thompson wanting to cut yet again. The ball just holds back a bit, takes the top edge of the bat, and the ball carries to the short third man that we just spoke about. And it was an easy catch in the end. And unfortunately for Eastern Storms, they lose their captain and the 9th wicket. So after 13.2, the Eastern Storms are 101 for 9. And they just haven't got going. Apart from that 3rd wicket partnership, there hasn't been any partnership for them. They have lost wickets at regular interval. And the last batsman walking in is Tumelo Semelane. The new pair of number 10 and 11 would be hoping just to play out this last 2.4 balls, and they could add another 10 to 15 runs that would bring them to what you predicted, those 120 runs, that they would feel that they're in the game. At this point in time, they are being really played out of the game. And as you mentioned before, that it is not that Northern Cape has played them out, it is themselves playing shots that are not there.
Yeah, it's been very disappointing, honestly, how the innings has progressed. They've lost wickets at regular occasions, haven't looked to pick up, or rather form any sort of partnerships. You can see they've just been going for everything. You look at their score, you're saying 101 for 9 after 13 overs. Brilliant strike rate, but a lot of lost wickets.
It's a fuller delivery, played into the covers, no runs. And if you look at it, when we had the rain interruption, they were 47 for 2 after 5 overs. So they were sitting brilliantly with over 9 runs and only losing 2 wickets. Fast forward these overs, 8 overs. Now they've only scored 54 runs and lost 6 wickets. Oh, short and wide delivery. Batsman tries to cut it but can only under-edge it. No runs. So they have lost 7 wickets for 54 runs in these 8 overs. Surely that's not what they wanted when they came back to bat again from the restart. Shorter delivery, batsman just guides it down to short fine leg for a single. So at the completion of 13 overs, the Eastern Storms are 102 for 9. There is one more ball to go in this over.
Yeah, you think now they'll take any runs at the moment. Will the Eastern Storm? They've really haven't looked to take any ascendancy into this game and take full control of this game, as much as they've scored runs at regular occasions outside of that great performance there by sounds like an outside edge there.
Yeah.
But maybe just a swing of the bat, the sound we heard.
Yes, it was wide. It deserved the treatment. Batsmen would feel that they've missed out on that one, but it seems like there was an edge, but it just fell slightly short. And Oderile bowling a good over last over, getting the wicket of Eastern Storm's captain, Grant Thompson. We have Ethan Frosler coming in to bowl the 15th over, the second last over of the game, with Eastern Storms on 102 for 9. And Northern Cape Heat are feeling so confident. They have 5 players in the field when you can have only 4. It seems like they have changed their mind, and the short third man drops to third man region. So Frosler, for the left armer, goes around the wicket, and he brings back the short third man and puts the cover man on the boundary. So we have short third man, short fine leg, a square leg, and a cover fielder. Here's the first ball of 15th over. It's a slower delivery outside off, and umpire Stacey Lackey says that's a wide. He has to re-bowl that delivery.
Yeah, indeed. I see the thinking there from Ethan. Where he's trying to get the ball away from the hitting arc of the hitting zone of the batters, of these tail end batters, and trying to really not allow them to score any more runs or add any more runs on the current score of 103. So, and especially that one was very slowly bowled, so even makes it even more difficult to hit away. Slow, wide, you have to stretch for it to even get to it.
Oh, that's a full delivery. It's been hit, and the long on fielder takes an easy catch, and that is taken by Ronan Herman, the captain. That brings the end to the Eastern Storm's batting. They managed to score 103 runs. They only lasted 14.1 overs. And remember, after the game has been shortened to 16 overs per innings. The top batsman was Braden Hicks, scoring 46. Apart from him, only Libber managed to score in the double digit. Not the scorecard Eastern Storms would hope that they wanted to see, but unfortunately this has not been a good batting innings by the Eastern Storms, and credit must go to Northern Cape as well, who bowled brilliantly. There were loose deliveries in there, but mostly they kept on bowling good land deliveries. It was started by Benjamin van Rensburg, who bowled Cabello for 2, and then in the same over he even got Ennis Kem with a brilliant outswinging delivery for 4 runs, and then Chris Brits and Braden Hicks sort of had a partnership that felt like Eastern Storms would be coming in, and we went into the rain delayed 47-4, 2 after 5 overs, and straight after the break, first delivery, Ruan van Rooyen removed Chris Brits for 8, and that started the collapse for the Eastern Storms. And when they lost Braden Hicks for 46 of 24 deliveries, that just ended sort of a hope of getting the most runs they could. And Eastern Storms, it leaves them 103, so they need to defend 103 of 16 overs at this point in time. It seems like Northern Cape in hot seat. How do you see the game moving forward, Kampa?
Before I get into that, you just have to laud the bowling of this Northern Cape side. You saw they came in here firing in. You had the likes of Van Rensburg opening up the bowling, picking up 2 quick wickets, if you mentioned, and really got them to a brilliant start. And then you had the likes of Braden Hicks coming in, batting in, and you thought with him batting the way he did, you would have thought the Eastern Cape Storm would have taken this game by storm and would have taken it further down into maybe a much more respectable total of 130 odd. And then soon after that rain delay and Braden Hicks looked to continue to bat, the wickets fell in such regular occasions. It was just wicket after wicket after wicket, and never really got any momentum in terms of the game and any momentum to further put on more damage onto our scorecard, as we saw the wickets that were picked up by Van Rooyen and Van Rensburg, and one apiece from Teponduli and Moshoreng. But yeah, brilliant. It's been a brilliant bowling performance by the Northern Cape Storm. They've taken opportunities as much as it is. I'd rather say it is not a responsible batting performance by the Eastern Cape Storm, but there really was a lot of discipline in terms of the fielding and bowling that there was of the Northern Cape.
That's right, Kampa. Juan van Rooyen, pick of the bowlers. In his 4 overs, He conceded 24 runs with picking up 3 wickets as well. So we will see you back after the break, and Northern Cape would be hoping to get on to the winning start in their second game, and let's see if Eastern Storms can defend a target of 104 runs. Welcome back, everyone, for the game between Eastern Storms and Northern Cape Heat at Willowmoore Park in Benoni for the CSA T20 knockout competition. As we were about to start the second innings, Northern Cape Heat's batting, we have unfortunate news that it started raining again, and umpires are not taking any chances. They've called for covers to come in. We will keep you updated as things happen. not the news we wanted for this game. Unfortunately, due to bad light and rain, the game has been called off. The game between Eastern Storms and Northern Cape Heat has been called off due to bad light and rain. Unfortunately, we ran out of time. At this point in time, Eastern Storms would be fairly happy having put on the score of 103 runs, only being bowled out for 103 in 14.1 overs. Northern Cape Heat bowling brilliantly. They would have been hoping that they could get the result, or at least get those 5 overs in to get the result. It wasn't meant to be. As we were just coming on for the second innings, rain started as well as bad light, and it has been called off by the umpires. As you can see, it's drizzling right now as well. Thank you so much for joining us for today. See you soon.